These people do not want to be a part of this deadly war, and meanwhile, Ukrainian oligarchs are buying multi-million-dollar mansions in other countries, as reported recently. So as the same guys that are demanding these young men and they are dragging people off of buses to go fight, why are they buying mansions in other countries? Why don't they go fight now?
Welcome to Tfiglobal, the antidote to mass delusion.
Recent reports indicate an escalation in Ukraine's conscription efforts, with authorities actively stopping public transport, including buses, to identify and recruit young men for the front lines. This development, once dismissed as conspiracy theories, has now been acknowledged by mainstream media outlets like the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times. The process involves on-the-spot checks on buses targeting individuals, particularly young men, to be immediately deployed to the conflict zones. Moreover, recent orders for over 50,000 new uniforms for women, accompanied by propaganda showcasing their role in the conflict, suggest a shift in the demographics of Ukraine's military. With claims circulating that all the men have perished, the narrative takes a surreal turn as pregnant women receive conscription letters. The social media post of expectant mothers being called for duty add another layer of complexity, raising doubts about the sensitivity of the conscription process. Now, those who discuss this matter were often labeled as eccentric, conspiracy theorist, or even accused of being sympathetic to Putin. After months of being dismissed and marginalized, mainstream media outlets are now acknowledging the validity of these claims. Meanwhile, individuals have been forcibly thrust into conflicts for which they lack preparation, training, and essential munitions. Devoid of the necessary weapons and without any formal training, these individuals find themselves unwilling participants in a situation they vehemently wish to avoid. Recent reports have shed light on Ukraine's military preparations, revealing that the country has placed an order for over 50,000 new uniforms specifically designed for women entering the armed forces. As tensions escalate on Ukraine's border, with over 100,000 Russian troops looming, the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense has enacted measures to bolster its national reserves, including the conscription of more women. In a move seen as a powerful signal of resilience to Moscow, the regulations now require women from diverse professions such as librarians, journalists, musicians, and psychologists to register for potential combat service. However, the focus sharpens when examining the extreme circumstances faced by pregnant women on the front lines. Reports reveal that even expectant mothers are not exempt from conscription, drawing criticism. Ukrainians are left questioning the ethics of involving pregnant women in active combat. Since the war began nearly a year and a half ago, a Ukrainian charity organization based in Kiev has found and sent approximately 30 special-made uniforms to pregnant soldiers serving in the country's army. The group's co-founders, Andriy Kolesnik and Ksenia Drenauk, told Insider, highlighting the incredible lengths to which Ukraine's women are going amid war. Most of the women who joined the Ukrainian army had just a normal civil life, Kolesnik said. The married couple co-founded Zemlyashi, a non-profit organization that both documents female Ukrainian soldiers' unique experiences and outfits those women with battlefield necessities such as military uniforms and properly fitting boots. There are now more than 60,000 women in Ukraine's army, including at least 5,000 in combat units, members of Ukraine's parliament have said. Life of this relatively small minority of Ukrainian soldiers is made all the more difficult by a lack of accessible female resources, Insider previously reported. It was one female soldier in particular, a sniper to whom Zemlyashi had previously sent aid, who reached back out to the organization and inquired about a uniform that could accommodate her pregnancy, the founders said. After Zemlyashi posted about the military uniform pants they sent her that can adjust to fit a growing belly, Kolesniak said more requests from pregnant soldiers started to come. Pregnant women enlisted in Ukraine's army continue to serve up to 7 months into their pregnancy, the couple said, necessitating uniforms that fit like a second skin. This is a story going around on social media. It says that women are joining the fight in Ukraine because there are no men left. This is what they are telling us is happening in Ukraine. The recent controversy surrounding the conscription of pregnant women has brought to light the complex realities of wartime decisions. As social media showcases Ukrainian women proudly displaying their new uniforms, The juxtaposition of joy-filled weddings organized by Zemlyashi with a grim backdrop of war adds nuance to the narrative. Recently, a report emerged on social media where a Ukrainian woman shared that she is pregnant and has received a conscription letter from the government of Ukraine, requiring her to join the military. It raises questions about whether they are aware of a pregnancy. One would hope that they offer her the benefit of the doubt, allowing her to explain her situation and potentially provide evidence similar to the process in jury duty. Meanwhile, more and more women are showcasing new Ukrainian women's fashion, seemingly preparing for the possibility of war. This is the information being shared widely on social media. These people do not want to be a part of this deadly war, and meanwhile, Ukrainian oligarchs are buying multi-million-dollar mansions in other countries, as reported recently, so as the same guys that are demanding these young men, and they are dragging people off of buses to go fight. Why are they buying mansions in other countries? Why don't they go fight now? The juxtaposition of this conscription drive with revelations about Ukrainian oligarchs purchasing multi-million-dollar mansions abroad raises questions about the disparity in sacrifice. Remember, Kiev Mayor Vitaly Klitschko has come under heavy scrutiny after it was revealed that he bought a lavish mansion in Hamburg, Germany, worth almost $6 million. The war-torn country's own President Zelensky is buying luxury yachts. Journalists uncovered the two yachts named Lucky Me and My Legacy. The price of the two costed around a total of $75 million, not to mention his $50,000 a month luxury villa. While citizens are being forcibly drafted into a war they are ill-prepared for, the wealthy elite seem to be sheltered from the same conflict they advocate. This dissonance fuels skepticism and disconnect about the population, questioning the motives behind such conscription efforts. Ukraine's conscription practices, largely overlooked, are increasingly evident on social media. In 2013, President Viktor Yanukovych of Ukraine terminated conscription. Yet within a year, the new Western-backed government revived the draft, compelling men to combat Eastern Ukrainians who rejected the Kiev administration. Following active duty, conscripts entered reserve status, subject to recall until age 55. As the February 2022 Russian airstrikes initiated the special military operation, President Volodymyr Zelensky swiftly enacted martial law, summoning reservists, drafting fresh troops, and forbidding men aged 18 to 60 from exiting the nation. However, reports also indicate that individuals over 60 are also being enlisted in the conflict. Notably, a 71-year-old Ukrainian recruit underwent training in Germany to handle Western weaponry, as reported by the Financial Times. While the British media emphasized his voluntary involvement, this case underscores a pressing conscription issue in Ukraine. The inclusion of senior citizens in military endeavors highlights the urgency and extent of the conscription situation, revealing the nation's intense drive to address its security challenges. The current trajectory risks exacerbating the humanitarian crisis and causing further harm to the nation. Russia is making notable progress in Ukraine, and it's about time for Zelensky to abandon the illusion that he will eventually achieve victory in this conflict against Russia.